So far, Boruto has entered volume 4 or 5. That's right, Momoshiki, who from the start was so eager to provoke Boruto in order to fully take over Boruto's body, but unfortunately, after the time skip, he completely disappears. Honestly, Momoshiki is the most important character in this series because of his manifestation and also as a villain who resides in the main character's body. And as the first antagonist in the Boruto series, his grand plan was to take chakra from the tailed beasts and then use it to cultivate many Shinju trees. Momoshiki's plan didn't succeed because he was defeated in battle by Naruto, Sasuke, and Boruto. At that time, everyone could hardly believe that Boruto, who was only 12 years old, was able to defeat the evolved Momoshiki. Even so, there are also people who think that Momoshiki deliberately lost because he wanted to take control of Boruto's body, and I am one of those people. And when you saw Momoshiki fight Naruto, what could you conclude about Momoshiki's power? Is Momoshiki much stronger than Naruto? The first time, Momoshiki launched an incredible attack to destroy the village of Konoha. Naruto prevented that devastating attack with the power of his Kyuubi chakra. Naruto could actually counterattack Momoshiki with a Bijudama, but Sasuke explained to Boruto that if Naruto did that, he might be able to block the attack. But the impact on the surrounding area would be massive and could endanger the residents of Konoha village. The conclusion is that Naruto could have actually fought Momoshiki on equal terms in Konoha village at that time. He was only restrained by the effects of the clash between his attacks and Momoshiki's, which could have endangered the residents of Konoha village and possibly threatened their safety. Then, when fighting in Momoshiki's dimension, the Kyuubi chakra in Naruto's body was almost absorbed by Momoshiki by 50%. In fact, it might not have actually been 50%, probably around 30 to 40%. And what should happen when the Kyuubi chakra in Naruto's body is absorbed? Naruto should be weakened when fighting. But in fact, when fighting with Momoshiki, he can fight evenly against Momoshiki. Even he can still win when combining his power with Susanoo Sasuke. Then the question is, Momoshiki as strong as you think? Definitely not. Momoshiki is strong because he can absorb chakra using his Rinnegan. Thanks to that power, he can make attacks from his opponent into power for himself. If his opponent doesn't deliver attacks that come from chakra, then Momoshiki will look very weak. But what we certainly can't accept as a fact so far is, why can Momoshiki lose to Boruto? When Momoshiki has eaten the chakra pill from the absorption of Katasuke's ninja science weapon attack, and he has also eaten the chakra fruit from the soul of Kinshiki, who sacrificed himself for Momoshiki. We have to look in detail at what really happened in this Momoshiki defeat. Is it true that Momoshiki succumbed when fighting with Boruto? We already know that Momoshiki can see the future. Even before Momoshiki ate Kinshiki, he had already seen Boruto's future, meaning he already knows what kind of destiny Boruto has. So it's possible that Momoshiki already saw the future where he gave Boruto his karma and took over his body. But we need to note that Momoshiki did not see the future as a whole. This can be proven when we look at the Boruto manga chapter 75, when he says that Boruto saw the same fragments of the future that he saw too. Momoshiki has also said that he cannot see his own destiny. This means that whatever future he sees, when Momoshiki finds out in the future that there is one moment he can control Boruto's body, it doesn't mean he can control it forever or permanently. Momoshiki has also admitted that he doesn't know why Boruto can lose everything in the future. That means Momoshiki can't see the future as a whole. All he knows is he saw a future where everyone turned against Boruto. And this moment, Momoshiki wanted to take advantage of to take over Boruto's body after Boruto felt desperate. This already proves that Momoshiki cannot see the future in detail. Moreover, it is clear when we are shown Momoshiki, who is still confused by Ida's Shinjutsu ability. He had to guess first to find out what kind of Shinjutsu power was mastered by Ida. And one more fun fact is, Momoshiki never thought that Naruto, Sasuke, and Boruto managed to defeat Ishiki. Maybe Momoshiki saw the same thing as Kashin Koji, where Ishiki's potential to the win at that time was greater, and Naruto should have died at Ishiki's hands. But that great potential did not happen, and what happened instead was the death of Ishiki. When Momoshiki fought with Boruto, he also said the same thing. He couldn't believe that he could lose to Boruto's Rasengan back then. This means that he saw in the future that Boruto's victory was huge. But why did he suddenly lose? Everyone must think that Momoshiki deliberately succumbed to Boruto because he wanted to control Boruto's body. And apparently that is an incorrect theory because in fact, these Otsutsuki can give their karma to a vessel before they die. That is, when they are still alive, they can also give the karma. This can be proven from Ishiki's scene with Kawaki. We see Ishiki can give his karma to Kawaki while he is still alive. Now, the question is, if Momoshiki had intended from the beginning to take control of Boruto's body, why didn't he give the karma before he lost to Boruto? He could have been like Ishiki, who from the beginning had determined his goal, which was to take Kawaki's body by giving his karma. Why wasn't Momoshiki like that from the beginning? And the answer that makes sense is, of course, because Momoshiki believes he can win. So that means the theory about Momoshiki intending to take over Boruto's body from the start is still not very convincing. And aside from that, there's one more thing, of course, related to our topic about Momoshiki and the fate they have. Koji once said that the more people know about the future, the harder it becomes to predict it. So after someone knows the future, they can no longer act the same as they did before knowing it. The future will branch out in complex ways, making it increasingly difficult to predict. In fact, the worst-case scenario could even affect the success of Koji's jutsu techniques. Now, what I mean is, have you ever thought whether Momoshiki is unaware of this information? Momoshiki should know such details, so what could be the reason for him allowing Boruto to know the future that will happen to him? Isn't it possible that if Boruto knows his future, he could become a singularity of fate and change that future? Could it be that Momoshiki doesn't know such details? From the story, it seems that Momoshiki really doesn't know about the singularity of fate. And perhaps after hearing information from Kashinkan Koji, he may now be able to act to change the future that Kashin Koji and Boruto are trying to steer toward. It seems that Boruto hasn't told Kashin Koji that Momoshiki can see the future, because if Koji knew, he should have considered what actions Momoshiki might take. But the point is, talking about Momoshiki is definitely something exciting. Even with his absence from the story up until chapter 18, it makes us curious about his next plans and what he will do after knowing Boruto's current development. But of course, Momoshiki wouldn't be unaware of what's happened to Boruto and his progress so far, right? Furthermore, Koji and Momoshiki actually have different abilities to see the future. Kashin Koji uses a technique called dojutsu, or something similar, which allows him to see potential future outcomes. This ability comes from an experimental technique that gave him eyes with unique abilities. This means Koji sees the future in the form of visions or glimpses, uncertain but still possible, and depends on how he as a singularity of fate directs destiny according to his sense of justice. As for Momoshiki, he uses the Byakugan, which enables him to see the future through Jikan no Jitsuryoku, or time power. This ability comes from the Otsutsuki bloodline, granting him unique powers. Correct me if I'm wrong. And for the final point, what will the ending be for Momoshiki? Will he end up like Kurama, meaning he will eventually become friends with Boruto, just like Naruto with Kurama? I'm looking forward to your thoughts, guys. Thanks to everyone who liked and subs. I'm Nim, and see you in the next episode. Bye-bye. Databayo.